Hey everybody, this is Peter Sagal, and I wanted to offer you my thanks for this award and my apologies for not being able to be there in person. I'm stuck here in Chicago. In fact, this is the studio at WBEZ Chicago where Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me was actually born 15 years ago. They don't use it much and they haven't cleaned it, so it still sort of reeks of early failure. It's kind of a nostalgic smell for me. At any rate, thank you so much. Again, my apologies, and I'm happy to be with you, at least in this virtual way.
I'll ask you the first question. Would you say you're getting more creative as you get older, or have you burned out already?
Am I getting more creative as I've gotten older? I have a feeling that the amount of ideas one has are there when you're born, and you basically run through them in the course of your life. So right now I got nothing left. I'm going on fumes. Basically, I survive in the manner of a parasite on the talent of people who are younger, more talented than I am, but it's my job to make sure that they get none of the credit, which is why all of them who happen to be standing off camera right now will not be allowed into the shot. That said, that is somewhat counteracted by the fact that I get kind of bored with what I've been doing. So I'm very eager to hear new things and have these young talented people around me have me try things I don't want to try, despite my lack of originality. So that sort of works out in the end, I think.
Do you think as a society, are we more or less creative than we have been in the past, and can we blame this on internet, television, and radio?
Are we more creative or less because of the internet and digital stuff? I think on the whole more. I mean, everybody is like, oh, nobody writes anymore, nobody reads anymore, nobody creates anymore, we're all just taking in entertainment. This sort of weird dystopian world we now live in where everybody's just staring at screens all the time. The problem with that theory is someone's got to make that entertainment. And as a friend of mine, Jonathan Colton, a singer and songwriter, whose career is entirely self-started on the internet, as he likes to put it, there's no better time in the world to be unemployed because there's nothing keeping you from publishing that novel if you write it, distributing that film if you make it, playing that song if you perform it. And that's really democratizing. So in fact, we're almost too creative. None of my kids want to be an engineer or an accountant. They just want to make films and act. And here's the terrifying thing, they can. So I think actually there's more creation because there's more appetite for it and more ways for it to get around. Radio is doomed, by the way. Doomed, I tell you.
How do you prime your brain to take the meandering mental path necessary for creativity? So this is personal to you.
Oh, my brain is pretty much on a meandering mental path anyway. I'm not the kind of person who has to get myself out of my rigid, focused, task-oriented mental space in order to be creative. Basically, even as I speak to you right now, I've forgotten what the heck I was talking about. Isn't that pretty over there? Honestly, that's how my brain works. My problem is that eventually you need to take all these creative ideas and actually sit down for an extended period of time and write them. And then when I sit down to do that, to actually create something out of this creative imagination I have, I'm like, oh, isn't that pretty over there? So yeah, I don't have that problem. Right. I'm generating ideas all the time, then I'm instantly forgetting them.